Up next is the App of the Week segment. This is a segment dedicated to app demonstrations. Should you have an app that you would like to demonstrate for our listeners, feel free to send us the recording of such an app demo to contact us at blindandroidusers.com. And now for this week's episode, here's your App of the Week.
And now we turn to the App of the Week section, and Warren demonstrates the app Streadio.
Hi, Warren here for Blind Android Users Podcast, and for episode 175 App of the Week, this is demonstrating an app called Streadio or Streadio, Streadio. Now, Streadio or Streadio is a radio app. And for me, when it comes to looking for a radio app, there's one essential thing that I look for in such an app, and that's the ability to record. Streadio happens to be one of those, because there are so many radio apps on there, but only a few have recording capabilities. For this demonstration, I'm using my Galaxy S23 Plus, running One UI 6.1 and Android Accessibility Suite 14.2. I am on my home screen and I'll navigate to the icon for Streadio or Streadio.
Streadio.
Here is Streadio or Streadio.
Streadio. Allow notifications, out of pager.
The first thing we heard is whether or not we will allow the notifications. Now, of course, some of you know that I'm notorious for not allowing notifications. So for me, though, I'm going to choose Don't Allow. But you've got the option of allowing notifications or not to allow notifications.
Notifications permission is required to show the radio player notification and recording notification.
In other words, if you want to see that in your notification shade so you can stop it or whatever, you could enable this. Now, if you don't want to, then you could just not enable it and just launch the app and find and tap on the stop.
Not now button.
There's not now.
Allow button.
Or allow. For this demonstration, though, I'm going to tap on Not Now.
Not now button. Open navigation menu button.
The next screen, what we heard is Open Navigation Menu, and that's the button found near the top left corner of the phone. Let's see if we have any other buttons here on the top of the phone. So I'll slowly move my finger to the right of this area. Moving my finger to the right.
Search.
I hear search. In other words, you could tap here to search for the radio station you're after, whether you're searching by country or searching by call letters of the station you're after. You tap here to search for that radio station that you're after. Moving my finger to the top right corner.
Detected. Icon. Settings button. Detected.
We hear
icon.
Detected
Settings.
icon settings. In other words, the developer didn't label these buttons, and so TalkBack here is doing the heavy lifting. Let's go ahead though and see what else we have below here. That's what we have near the top part of the phone. Below here though, we've got like 4 tabs. Starting from the left, we've got
Favorites.
We've got favorites, meaning any radio station that you have favorited will be here. And to the right of that,
Recordings.
Recordings, having to do with all of your recordings. Next,
Schedules.
Schedules. In other words, you can go in here and find the stations that you have scheduled. We'll take a look at that once we got a radio station going on. The last item here, or the last tab here, is
Browse.
Browse is our last item, meaning if I tap here, I could either browse by genre or browse by country and all of that. And below that, we got some stations that show up.
99.3 Mega 99.3 Oldies Music button. 90.7 HD2 NWPB News. Knower HD2 Public Radio button.
These are arranged in a grid, so I went from left to right. Let's, though, go back to the top left corner and see what the navigation drawer contains.
Open navigation menu, button.
We tap.
Navigation menu, browse.
The first thing we heard was browse. Let's go down.
Favorites,
Next.
recordings,
Next.
schedules,
Next.
rate, share me,
There's a rate/share me.
car mode,
And the last item here,
report a bug.
that's the last item in the navigational drawer. Let's go back and take a look at the settings.
Open navigation menu, button,
And on the top right corner,
button, detected, icon, settings,
we tap here.
settings, back, button,
We heard back, which is on the top left corner. Let's move on down and see what we've got here in the settings.
settings, heading,
We heard settings heading and moving down.
unlock features, button,
Unlock features. I have no idea as to what those features are, although this is a free app and all of that. However, if you want to unlock more additional features, then you have to pay some moolah to do that. Let's see what this entails. Let's tap here.
3 days free trial, heading,
First thing we heard was 3-day free trial.
premium subscription, get access to more app features,
Let's now look at what some of these subscriptions are.
1 month $1.99,
So it's $1.99, basically $2 a month, or let's keep moving.
6 months save 33.0%, $7.99,
Or you could pay $8 for 6 months. Next.
yearly save 41.0%, $13.99.
Or pay $14 annually.
You will be automatically billed through Google Play at the end of the free trial period. Your subscription will auto-renew unless you cancel or turn off auto-renew at least 24 hours before the end of the current period. You can manage your subscription in the Google Play Store.
So in other words, if you want, you could give it that 3-day trial and see how you like it before you decide on whether or not you're just going to keep using it as a free user or as a paid user. And below that,
Continue, button, disabled.
we have continue and it's disabled because we haven't chosen any of those subscription models. Those are your model subscriptions. Let's go back.
Favorites,
I am back in the main UI. The next thing I want to do here is to go to the browse and let's see what countries or if we could search for a country. So I'm going to tap on that last tab near the top that says browse.
browse, browse, button,
I am on the browse page and here's what we got.
local radio, trending, music, sports, news and talk, podcasts, by location, by language,
And that's the last item here. So for example, if you want to search by location or listen by genre, you could tap one of those genres above, sports, news, music, or whatever. But if you want to search by language, you could just tap on by language. And if you want to go by location, you tap on there and go choose the location you want by inputting the country you're after. Let's go back.
search,
Now I'm going to tap on one of these stations here in the main UI.
95.3 KXLE FM, country button,
And that's the local station in my area, and that's country station. Let's go ahead and tap on this.
95.3 KXLE FM, country,
Now, when you tap on a station, of course, since we're not paying, near the top of the phone is a banner for ads and all of that. It doesn't get in your way, though. So toward the middle of the phone, toward the bottom, we have some buttons. And starting from the left and going to the right, here are the buttons that we find.
button, detected, icon, home,
There's that home button there on the left. Tapping on that will take you back to the main UI of the app. Moving to the right,
64 kilobits per second, button,
In other words, you could tap on this and change to see if it has a higher kilobits that you could choose from, because the higher the kilobits, the better sounding it will be. To the right of that, we got
Detected. Icon. Play. Button. Detected. Icon. Play.
We have the play button, meaning if I tap here, it will start playing this radio station. And then to the right of it,
Rec. Button.
we have a rec, which is the recording button. And then to the right of that, the last button on the right,
Detected. Icon. Stop. Button. Detected.
stop. So
Icon.
whether I'm
Stop.
playing or I'm recording, if I tap on that, it'll stop that activity. And now, near the top right corner, we've got a couple buttons. On the very top right corner, we have the More button.
Detected. Icon. More. Button. Show menu. Detected. Icon. More.
It tends to repeat twice because of the bad labeling, but there you have the More options. Now, if we tap on this More,
Pop-up menu. Dismiss menu.
we heard Dismiss menu. If I move my finger down,
Sleep timer. Button.
and below that,
Schedule recording. Button.
here is Schedule Recording. Let's go ahead and tap on this and see how one goes about scheduling a recording.
Button. Show menu. Detected. Icon. More. Alert. The app has not been excluded from battery saver. Radio recording might be interrupted.
So in other words, what we're being told here is that this app has not been excluded from battery optimization. In other words, if you want a continuous recording for when you schedule it, you need to exclude it from battery optimization. And you have
Not now. Button.
Not Now or
Allow. Button.
Allow. I'm going to tap on Not Now for the time being.
Not now. Button. Schedule recording. 95.3 KXLE-FM. Country edit box. Name.
The first thing we heard is the name of the station. Now, if you want to change this, this is where you'll tap to change the name of the station. I'll leave that in its default. Now, directly below that is some sort of a calendar.
Unlabeled. Detected. Text. Date. Friday the 12th of April 2024.
As you can see, it gives you that in a European style. So in other words, if you tap here, if you want to change or select a different day or different month and all of that, you tap here to bring up that calendar. I'll show you what I'm talking about.
Friday, April 12th, 2024. Today. Select date. Friday, April 12th. Select year. Button.
You could select the year if I put my finger down.
29. Monday, April 29th, 2024. Button.
Now, near the top right corner though, if you don't want to find the date and tap on it and find the month and tap on it, you could actually tap on an edit and that will bring up the keyboard so you can simply just type in the month, the day, and all of that. Here's what I'm talking about.
Button. Switch to input. Detected. Icon. Edit.
So if I tap here, for example,
The 12th of April 2024. Edit box. Select date Friday, April 12th. Enter date. Showing date time keyboard. Streadio.
and you can simply just type in the month, the day, and all of that. And to the right of that, if you don't want to type it in, you could just switch back to the calendar mode.
Detected. Icon. Calendar. Button. Switch to calendar. Detected. Icon. Calendar.
And then below is a cancel.
Cancel. Button.
Let's go back.
Schedule recording. Back. Button. Keyboard hidden. Streadio.
Now below that though, we have the confirmation of what we have chosen from the calendar.
Friday the 12th of April 2024. Edit box. Date.
And that's an edit field. Next, we have a clock.
Unlabeled. Detected. Text. Time. 1613.
In other words, you tap on this, it's going to take you to the clock and you can choose the time that you want. And below that is a confirmation of the chosen time.
1613. Edit box. Time.
Next, below that, we come across
Unlabeled. Detected. Text. Duration. 0 minutes.
this is another place that if you tap on will take you to the clock and choose as to how long you want the recording to be. And below that is the confirmation.
0 minutes. Edit box. Duration.
Yeah, it's 0 minutes because I haven't chosen anything. Next, we come across the repeat.
Unlabeled. Detected. Text. Repeat. No repeat.
So if you want it to be repeated on a certain day or whatever, you tap here and it's going to take you to the days that you can choose from. I'll show you what I'm talking about real quick.
Dialogue. Monday. Tuesday. Wednesday. Thursday. Friday. Saturday. Sunday.
You got the drift. So you could choose which days or what day you would like it to repeat on and all of that. Let's go back.
Unlabeled. Detected. Text. Repeat. No repeat.
And below that is that edit box, which would confirm the days that we want it repeated on.
No repeat. Edit box. Repeat.
We don't have any repeats. And then at the bottom, we have either
Cancel. Button.
cancel or
Schedule. Button.
schedule. And that's all that we have about the Streadio. However, I do want to mention here in passing that if you want to record in some other format besides the default, which is a .amr, then you'll need to buy a subscription in order to record in MP3 or some other formats. And that concludes the Streadio or Streadio, Streadio.
It's always good to have apps, isn't it, that let you record and listen. As you said in the demo, there aren't many. V-Radio is another, but it's good to have options, isn't it?
It is. And for me, though, like I said in that tour of the app, the one thing I look for in a radio app is the ability to record, because I listen to talk radio a lot, and now and then, a lot of times you have someone getting interviewed about a book, and I'm interested in the book. So I record those, and I can go back and listen and get the title of the book. So it comes in very handy. So I just like having radio apps that have recording capability. And I was upset when TuneIn took out the recording capability. And thanks to the French for destroying TuneIn. That's all I can say.
Well, one of the things about this app, I don't know if it's just I'm used to using other apps and I do things in the same way. The tab struck me as being in a really weird order. Like browser's on the right. I would have thought browser would be like second left or left, with maybe record on the right.
Yeah, well, I think it's just an app. Maybe developer chooses how they want that thing to be. They're somewhere there in Europe, so maybe you should, belly ache with them as to why.
Yeah, and I think you said, but just to check on the premium unlock version, it doesn't just remove ads, does it? You do actually get extra features like changing the file format and stuff, do you?
Yeah, and also you can change where you want the recording stored. Maybe you want the recording to be stored in a different location and all of that. So you could buy that subscription to be able to make those changes. I would like to try it for 3 days and see what it is, but knowing me, I'll forget.
Yeah.
But
I do the same.
Yeah.
And can you add custom URLs? Can you create your own stations?
I didn't see that feature in there to where you could create your own, but I'm almost positive you could. I can't say for sure that you can. I'll have to look it up to see, but I like the app. It's very simplistic, but as you can hear in that demo, because it's not labeled, and thanks to TalkBack for doing that heavy lifting, some of the things repeat twice, like maybe put your finger on the menu and all of that. But at least it's not a very complicated app.
No, that's right. And thanks to Android 14 as well for TalkBack reading those labels when screen curtain is on. That won't work in earlier versions of Android, but I'm very glad it does in Android 14.